Okay, guys. So I know that we've got a lot of pretty horrible things going on right now in our country, in the United States. By the way, today is June 30th, last day of Pride Month, last day of Men's Mental Health Month. So, celebrate today and take care of yourselves. Always take care of yourselves. And we all have a right to be here. We all have a right to a life with dignity and equal justice under the law. We all should be afforded our full human rights and our rights under the Constitution, which are being violated, and those who are violating them should be held accountable. I just wanted to say something real quick while I'm about to run out to run an errand. While we have so much harm being done to everyone, I think this presents a rare opportunity for those of us on the left to potentially outflank those to our right. What do I mean by that? We already essentially have a win with Zoran Mamdani. Even if there is some kind of shenanigans or something for the mayoral primary in New York, I think this lays down a mark in the sand against the establishment for all those involved that fall under that category. In the Democratic Party, in the Republican Party, and everybody that has a tendency to try to delegitimize the left. I think it's very clear to me that they understand that those of us on the left that are, that lean communist, we have some ideologies that lean that direction, socialist, democratic socialist, which is the big hot button thing right now, and progressives, right? Everybody to the left of the establishment, which also includes a little bit of a chunk of the center, which is like the liberals and conservatives and libertarians. There's some overlapping interests there with the left on certain issues, right? And that's actually representing a pretty big chunk of the population. And what did Zoran Mamdani do? What he did was just basic politics. It's basic things that somebody who wants to represent the people should do. All he did was listen to the people in that district and then design a policy platform agenda around the things that they are like. He centered their concerns and he targeted policies, and he got a bullseye effectively. Like he got a lot of support, and also he laid a marker in the sand on how to do politics today, which is, if people are attacking you, you lean into the things that you care about. You aggressively advocate for your positions. And when your positions are just, that is not difficult to do. Like, they tried to smear him on, some concerns that Jewish constituents might have, because he was getting smeared by a bunch of people. Like, they're trying to put words in his mouth. They're trying to redefine terms like on intifada, which basically just means you resist your oppressors, right? Like the Palestinians have a right to resist the genocide that's happening. American Indians have a right to resist when they were being oppressed by the white settlers that committed a genocide against them in this country. Slaves had a right to revolt against their oppressors, right? And we as Americans have a right to resist fascism that is oppressive. We have a right to resist the sort of corporate and wealthy overlords that are just catastrophically ruining how government works and They use our money to oppress us and to hold us down, and they're continuing to try to do that, right? Having righteous advocacy for things that you care about connects with people. Saying we should be able to afford to live where we live, right? We should be able to get around with ease and to be able to rely on our public transportation, right? Those are just causes. And saying Palestinians, like people of all religions, of all colors, of all cultures, all stripes. That is what New York is. It is the most diverse place in the United States. I would argue it is filled with immigrants that came here from all over the world. We all should have a right to be able to live freely, to have equal rights, and the government, in whichever form it is, should work for the people. If you have a representative democracy, which we are supposed to be, the government should work for the people, not for a handful of greedy, awful people. I see the very wealthy in this country, and this is not my fault for seeing it this way. They keep revealing themselves as villains. So I see this as an opportunity for us to outflank the people that try to delegitimize the left. They try to villainize the ideas of socialism and communism and democratic socialism, which really just means you have way more opportunities for direct democracy, right? And you have capitalism, but it's very highly regulated, and it narrows the areas where capitalism is allowed to operate. And the happiest nations in the world have that model. And they have the things like universal health care. They have things like free education across the board, from K through grad school, right? They have a better justice system, right? They do things like restorative justice. They have lower crime rates. They still have crime, right? But they take care of their people, and people do pay a little bit more taxes. But guess what? They don't give a damn, because they get a lot from it. They have more smartly designed cities. People are able to live affordably. They're able to retire with dignity, right? And, and Mamdani wants to have like government controlled like grocery stores and things like that, which absolutely can work. Like, you're cutting out the whole profit motive, and you have goods that can cost less because you're not getting price gouged because somebody else has to take money off the top, right? And like, these things can work. And we've seen what experience in government, this government, you want people that are experienced in this government. And not for nothing, but Donald Trump's the president of the United States. Guy's a failed businessman, had seven bankruptcies. He bankrupted 6 casinos. I don't want to hear about experience. And also, he's a felon. And he committed, I don't know how many counts of espionage. That's like, he had a whole bunch of crimes that he hasn't been fully prosecuted for. And he had, 34 felonies that he didn't go to jail for. So I don't want to hear about experience or lack of experience. And I don't want to hear about, what you think about the law or whatever. And also, people that are attacking him for racist reasons, like, he hasn't fully assimilated, like, save your Charlie Kirk bullshit for the idiots that buy those as rational arguments. They're not. I'm not really interested in what the right wing has to say in most cases, because most of the time it boils down to racism, white supremacy, and their Christian nationalist views, which are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And also, this is supposed to be a secular nation, so I don't care what your perspective is, what the Bible says, or any of that stuff. You save that. Like, I think here's a fun hot take. I think religion should be treated like people's private parts. Keep it to yourself and not in public view. And don't touch anybody else with it without permission. and enthusiastic consent. Okay? That's my hot take. So I think we have an opportunity to outflank these guys, and they may not see it coming. Nah, they kind of do with Zoran Mamdani, but pay attention. There's the race with Nancy Pelosi. I can't believe this woman is running again. Like, holy crap. Talk about like clinging to power for your life. Like, golly, it's not like you're not rich and you live in an amazing place. Go freaking retire, man. That's so gross. Like, we have so many septuagenarians, octogenarians in government. Like, I think we need an age cap. I think it's time to start talking about an age cap, and like maybe make an exception every once in a while. You know, some kind of direct vote. Like, should Bernie Sanders still be able to continue to run because he's the GOAT? Lots of people would probably say yes. He's one of the most popular. He is the most popular senator in the country, and an independent, right? So don't tell me that independents can't win stuff, because they can. He has consistently won races. And also he caucuses with the Democrats because those are the options. I don't like that our Democratic Party, like the establishment, has long sort of forgotten about regular people. I don't think they've totally forgotten. I think there's still a lot of good Democrats in the party. It's just a lot of them, for me, I'm concerned about the ones that are funded by moneyed interests like AIPAC and other powerful lobbies that, like, anybody that is in the Democratic Party that takes the same money that corrupts the people in the Republican Party, I want them out. I want to primary them. I want them gone. Anybody who's like sort of lost the plot and like forgot, like looks at Zoran Mamdani like he's a problem when all he did was listen to the people and target his policy agenda around those issues. Last I checked, that's what you're supposed to do in a representative democracy. That's what you're supposed to do as a representative, at a minimum, and then fight aggressively to get those things done. And I won't fault him for not being able to get his entire platform done. A lot of times it's hard to even get one thing done, if you're lucky, because we have this hyper aggressive, barbaric form of capitalism that has just run away. And I think most people like are probably mostly in agreement with me on this. Like, people don't like corruption. They don't like runaway capitalism. They don't like feeling like they've been left behind and they're left struggling while they see the rich people get insanely more rich and everything seems to be lopsided and work for them. That's just the truth, and we want to change it. So let's take this opportunity to take some power back. Power to the people, solidarity for the collective good of all. Thank you.